they're not all coming from the same sort of level of accomplishment. Actually, they have quite a wide variety. But having said that, I also have different strengths. So I might have someone coming in who's had a very traditional sort of education background in guitar. They've done up to Trinity College Grade 8 and they've gone through their exams. But often they will come from different backgrounds, and so the players will often have had exposure to rock and folk guitar and jazz.
So I started playing guitar when I was about 14, and so I think at about 16 or 17 I was playing by myself, writing singer-songwriter type music.
Yeah.
And then I decided when I was leaving school to come down to Wellington.
I think I got drawn towards jazz because a lot of the players I was listening to and respected in terms of many other styles that they were playing. I eventually learnt that all of these players that I liked had come from a jazz training or a jazz background, and although it was something I hadn't really touched on much, I was like, well, I want to be able to do what they do, so maybe jazz is the way for me. And it was such a foreign thing to me that the challenge was really kind of enticing.
When I came down, I didn't really know what sonic arts was. In my first trimester, I did a combined paper. So in that paper I was writing for instruments, and then half the time I was also doing more sonic arts work. I decided to pursue both streams because I quite enjoyed what I had done in sonic arts so far.
Often classical guitar, or guitar study or music study fits in around all your other classes that you take at high school. So, you're sort of being asked to suddenly make that the focus, and that's what they want to do. That's why they've auditioned. But that can be quite a shift, where guitar becomes the central focus.
The best thing has been getting together with a bunch of musicians who are mutually and equally interested and want to do work just as hard, and just being around people like that is a big inspiration, as well as tutors who are constantly pushing you.
Hummingbird was one of my first installations that I did, and it was kind of born out of my research into working with motors. The first thing I thought when I heard the sound was it kind of had this kind of fluttery aspects to it. It was quite like a bird, and so I started to develop behaviours for them, which were kind of loosely based on abstract behaviours of birds.
I think they've just opened my mind a lot, opened my mind to new music that I wouldn't have heard otherwise, and new concepts and kind of theories, if you like, that I wasn't aware of.
I've pursued a whole bunch of different interests that I've had since I've been here, and so having so many people, so many different lecturers who have different strengths has allowed me to keep on pursuing these different interests, and now I'm able to kind of start combining these and finding exactly what I want to do with my artistic practice.
One common theme that all musicians, regardless of what instrument area you're in, is you learn really important things such as time management, self-discipline, and being internally, there's a very high level of motivation that you need in order to be successful, and those themes transfer into all areas.